across to the news break that is coming in at the moment. Breaking news coming in right there. The Gujarat government has announced self-quarantine for Chief Minister Vijay Rupani. This is coming in after he's undergone coronavirus testing. The government is claiming that the test is normal, but not much clarity coming in on whether the test results have come out or not. Rahul Srivastav is joining us on the phone line. Rahul, if you could tell us whether the test results are out or not, because the Gujarat government has announced a self-quarantine for the Chief Minister after he has undergone coronavirus testing.
Jyoti, is a question for me?
Yes, absolutely, Rahul. Go ahead.
Jyoti, what we can say is the information coming in from Gandhinagar is that Congress MLA Imran Khedawala met the Chief Minister, Mr. Vijay Rupani, yesterday. And Mr. Khedawala had undergone a test prior to meeting the Chief Minister, but it is 6 hours after the meeting with the Chief Minister that the results of his COVID test came out and he tested positive. Since Mr. Khedawala, a Congress MLA, had tested positive, the Chief Minister has been put by the state health authorities under self-quarantine. Now, what self-quarantine means, that he will be under observation. A medical test has been performed, which is usually in the cases of presidents, Prime Minister, Chief Ministers, governors, is that there is a daily 2-time check for them. In the morning and the evening, there are doctors who check them regularly. So he has undergone a check, right now not displaying any symptoms. That's one very assuring news. And what the Chief Minister has said, that during this quarantine period, he will be addressing all meetings, all interactions via video conferencing. Definitely, it's a very, very positive sign that the Chief Minister, only because of a sense of suspicion and having interacted with somebody who has now tested positive, has put himself under self-quarantine. And perhaps this is an example that almost every citizen needs to do, that even a Chief Minister is ready to put himself in self-quarantine.
Absolutely, Rahul. Thanks much for getting us that information right now. So authorities now assuring that everything is well with Vijay Rupani, but he's in self-quarantine at the moment. More breaking news coming in, going straight across to the news break that is coming in at this point. And the breaking news is about the central government issuing a helpline number for hearing of the security concerns and grievances from the coronavirus helpers, nurses, medical staff, on which the complaint will be redressed within 2 hours. That's the latest that is coming in. Kamaljeet Sandhu is breaking the story. Kamaljeet, if you could just get a sense of this COVID helpline that is started with the government and the fact that the complaint is going to be redressed within 2 hours itself.
Yes, a big measure coming in, and this is what was told by SG Tushar Mehta within Supreme Court. What is important is not only have they said that they should be reliant especially on the government measures, but they've said that there have been instances of violence against doctors, against sanitation workers, and even some of the cops who've gone into certain key red zones. We've heard disturbing reports coming in from various parts of the country. But now, this is not just about registering of FIR, but also having a helpline in place for all those workers who go into a key area, them being stranded or being hijacked by certain people. So clearly, they put a measure in place by having a helpline so that these people can get back to that helpline and seek help. That is a formal procedure which has been put in place. The other measure they've talked about is about providing PPE kits and masks to each and every sanitation worker, as well as those on the front line on the health crisis. So that is something that has been assured by the government, considering that these are key demands which have been made from China as well, having them procured as soon as possible and to provide it since this is an extended lockdown now. So that means the measures are still being put in place. This is a test time for the government, and they have to coordinate, because remember, some of the states have demanded that these kits be provided as soon as possible. So clearly, states and centre having to work in tandem with each other while they're trying to procure kits for all these people who are putting their own lives at risk to ensure that COVID-19 does not spread.
All right, leave it at that. Thanks much, Kamalji.